Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first Filmmakers Corner. My name is Kahan, and I am the Client Experience Specialist for Technology at Pickering Public Library, and one of the hosts for this evening, alongside my co-host Shaheen, who is the Technology Outreach Specialist for the library. Okay, we do have a rogue microphone on. So both Shaheen and I are co-founders and co-organizers of the 5 Minute Film Festival, or 5MFF as we like to call it, which is now in its second iteration. So this evening we are proud to host Joseph DeBenedictis as the first guest in our Filmmakers Corner series, and to kick off 5MFF 2020. Joseph DeBenedictis is a six-time Emmy Award-winning producer and editor for his work in a documentary series. He created, produced, and edited high-profile projects for over 10 years and is currently a part of Pegula Sports and Entertainment, where he produces and edits video for the Buffalo Bills, Buffalo Sabres, and New Era Cap. He's also created numerous comedy and reality TV shows, viral social videos, television commercials, and his own YouTube channel with over 26,000 subscribers. Welcome, Joseph.
Thank you very much. This is awesome. Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here. So where are you actually calling us from right now, if
I'm
I
in
may ask?
Burlington, Ontario.
Burlington, Ontario. But
Yep,
you are originally from Pickering?
that's right. That's right. And
Okay.
I think my dad is might be calling from there. I'm not sure, but yeah, he's still there.
So
Uh,
he's still here. Okay.
yes, right next to the library. I think you as well. Like that's one of the houses in that area. But anyway, yeah, I was lived there for first 20 years, 21 years of my life. um, and then moved to Toronto downtown, and then moved to Buffalo for the job. But then now in Burlington, and I still commute to Buffalo. Not in the last 4 months, but normally.
Oh, okay. So that's something that I didn't realize that you were doing. You're actually commuting to. Did you ever live in Buffalo
Yeah,
or
I lived there for 3 years,
three
and then
years?
moved back so that my wife and I can live together and go our separate ways to go to work.
Okay. Are there any high school classmates that you want to give a shout out to from Pickering while we have you here?
Sure. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Or
I'm friends and work with some of them still. Justin Moy is one of them. He actually filmed a lot of Rules of Roommates,
oh, okay. Yeah,
and he was there. I think last year when we did you did the gala.
correct. He was the guy with the glasses,
That's
I
right.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And so I work with him a lot, and then I got a few friends also from high school at St. Mary's, who we still talk, and yeah, they're pretty successful people too. So it's Pickering is a good place.
Cool. Cool, cool. Was there a school chant or something like that, or?
I don't remember.
Okay, so tonight's agenda is for us to screen three films made by Joseph, and I guess I could say your team, or like
Mhm.
this isn't like you work with a lot of people
Yeah,
doing this
absolutely.
stuff. Um, so in between each of the three films that we're going to be screening, what we're going to do is we're gonna do a mini Q&A session, followed by a longer Q&A session at the very end. So right off the bat, Joseph, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself
Mhm.
that was perhaps not mentioned in the bio, such as how you got started in filmmaking and video production?
I just kind of I knew what I wanted to do when I was very young, and I think my dad will attest to that. He was always filming us when we were kids with the whole movies and stuff like that, and I always wanted to like hold the camera and film. Um, and I just so I from a young age I was making videos with friends and stuff like that. Um, and I was in a band, so I was then making videos for a band. I was making comedy sketches with my friends, and putting those online before YouTube was a thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I was making videos for my dad and his work that he does. So I was doing a bunch of stuff very young, and then when high school came and there was Comtech, that was an awesome class, and I loved that. And then I went to school at Ryerson and did the radio and television program. So everything just kind of was there. I knew where I wanted to go long before, I think probably a lot of people. So I was lucky, and I'm doing today what I love to do. So that's kind of the nutshell.
Wow, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been envious of people who knew from a very early age what they wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly didn't know what I wanted to do. I'm a librarian now, but I didn't, know until like my mid 20s, late 20s that I wanted to pursue that avenue. So
Mm-hmm.
so I really respect that. For me, I've always loved films and filmmaking, like right from when I saw Star Wars when I was 7 years old, back in the 70s when it first came out. But one of my major influences in my life, in my early 30s, was Robert Rodriguez and his film El Mariachi, which he claims to have made for $7,000. Um, and emphasized in his book that he wrote, Rebel Without a Crew, that digital has revolutionized and liberated filmmaking. I
Mm-hmm.
really love that because I find that it's so true even today. So it certainly made me go out and buy, my very first mini DV camcorder back in the day, in the early 2000s. So was there an event like that, like kind of similar to what I experienced? Was there an event or possibly even an influential person like Rodriguez for you, which acted as a catalyst for you to enter filmmaking and video production?
Yeah, I don't think so really, because as I said, I just kind of fell into it. My dad was filming; it was just kind of what I was doing. And it's weird that I don't have any like names specifically in filmmaking or directors or something that are like that. I'm like, oh, this is the guy who made me want to do it. It was just me. I was like, this is fun. I want to do it. And then I guess I just get influenced from everything I watch. And I don't. It's hard to believe, but there's a lot of movies and TV shows you probably think I should have seen, and I haven't seen them. um, so I'm not a huge like movie buff or anything like that, but I enjoy. But I do try to seek things out, especially any new stuff. Netflix is today, and how good their storytelling is, and kind of learning from anything. I don't really follow a certain director. I just watch it all and just
Mm.
kind of take what I like.
But Rodriguez had a good point about how digital has revolutionized filmmaking and all that. I mean, certainly that would apply to like a YouTuber like yourself, right? The very
Yeah.
fact that we have these tools that are readily available to us. The one thing that Shaheen and I always try to emphasize in our workshops, whether we're doing a filmmaking workshop or a photography, is that the best camera you have is the one that's in your pocket, which for
Yeah,
many of us is our smartphones, right?
that's right.
Like I
Yeah.
know one of the YouTube videos that you did with your American partner, there was a heavy kind of cell phone, smartphone, iPhone kind of factor into that. So
Absolutely. I mean,
yeah,
for me, like I my technical isn't as good as it used to be because I've just in the day job I've done a lot more producing and editing, and we specialize. We have our cinematographers, and for me it's about storytelling. And if it doesn't matter if it's filming on this or whatever, but if you can tell a good
yeah,
story, someone's going to watch it. You're going to forgive the quality, especially with like Instagrams and TikToks and all that
yeah.
bad quality stuff. It's more about the story and like just the entertainment value. So if you can tell a good story, it doesn't matter how if it looks bad, but the story's good, it'll still work. And then once you start to be able to tell a story, then you can start getting the stuff that makes it look good too.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it.
For the library, actually, I'm the one that does the screenwriting workshops. So
Nice.
um, I always emphasize that. It's so interesting that you actually say that. The one, with Shaheen and I, we always say, don't think about the gear. Just don't think about the technicals. Just go out and shoot. We always emphasize that story is more important, right? Because without a story, you basically don't have anything, right?
Right.
There's a lot of free video, and photo editors out there. There's tons of free software, and then like you said a moment ago, I mean, we all have, a video camera in our pockets, right? So, don't let the lack of gear stand in your way of the creative processes. Is what we always say. So,
Exactly.
so let's actually kick right into the first screening. So this first movie that we're going to be screening is part of the Rules of Roommates series that you guys have on your YouTube channel, or is it on your YouTube channel?
It's on the Rules of Roommates specific YouTube channel. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And it is specifically we're screening episode 4. Which is called Sell the Lie.
Yeah.
So can you tell the audience a little bit about what they're about to see, or perhaps even the series, if you want?
Yeah. So Rules of Roommates was born out of me being a roommate with my best friend. I just got my first job, and him and I moved downtown, and the idea from the first day of us moving was like, oh, we should write a show called, and we didn't have the title yet, but like where, he's an interesting character and anything like that. Anyways, years later, we didn't do it then, but like years later, we actually started filming and, wrote an episode and then filmed it and then kept going and going, and called it Rules of Roommates, because basically you have to figure out a way to live with each other. So, okay, we'll put it into these rules. That's kind of the impetus. So we both play a version of ourselves, and Ross is my roommate in the show, and he was my roommate, and we're still best of friends. And so that's the series. And so this is the 4th episode. At the beginning of this episode, there's like a little recap of the previous one that kind of feeds into this one. Basically, he met a girl and he forgot her name. And that was the whole scheme, and he was like trying to figure it out. And then he got screwed in the end of how to figure that out. And then also what the reveal is that she actually also forgot his name. So that's kind of like, that's the lead into this next episode. You'll see a little recap of that at the very beginning.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen this right now. If I can get everyone to mute their mics if they're not already muted, that would be highly appreciated. And let's watch Rules of Roommates episode number 4.
Previously on Rules of Roommates.
Ross gets into a sticky situation.
I don't know her name. Everybody. Girl from bar, girl from bar, girl from bar.
Ross tries to fix his problem.
These are those Tide Pods. I think you stole them.
I didn't steal them. It's going to be really easy to get over you because I don't even know your name.
She left behind all the stuff I took out of her purse. What are these, birth control pills? Don't they need these?
Not really.
I gotta find out if she's taking this pill. You know what? I'm gonna call her.
Ross ends up screwed.
No! What's her name?
Hey,
Hey.
you drink all the milk in one night?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's all gone.
It is?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Well, when I get stressed out, it calms me down to drink some milk,
So you're the only one in this household that matters, and you can drink everything you want, and all of it.
Who buys the milk in this house?
I do.
Really?
Yeah, and who puts an empty milk carton back into the fridge?
Hold on a second. Oh my God. Look. Why would whoever this is not text me first?
Well, it's probably an emergency. She's pregnant.
She's pregnant. There's no way she's pregnant. My little swimmers are not that fast.
It's possible.
Oh my God. Look, she's calling again.
I'm gonna answer the phone.
I'm not answering the phone. There's no way I'm answering the
Answer
phone.
the phone.
You think I'm answering the phone?
Answer
You got
the
another
phone.
thing coming. Hello? Yeah? Aha. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, I'll see you later then. Oh, wait, actually, everything good? Everything okay? Period? Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, bye.
Who was it?
That was that Tide Pod girl. Remember the one that didn't remember my name?
Oh, God, yeah, thank God she's gone.
Yeah, so she's coming back on Thursday at 7 o'clock.
Oh, no.
Well,
No,
I guess she wants to get her pills and stuff. I
No,
don't know.
you gotta go meet her in the lobby, man. You can't have her come back in here and steal all her
I'll
stuff.
be with her the whole time. She can steal anything.
You know what?
What? What? What?
Isn't it a bit odd that she would choose to come at 7 p.m. as opposed to like a normal pickup time, which is like 5:30? Because at 7, you would have other things to do.
Normal time. What are you, like time management coach?
No, I'm just saying that maybe this is more than a pickup and leave. Maybe it's a date.
No,
Maybe she likes you.
It's not a date. There's no way it's a date.
I think she likes you.
Well, this is no good.
Why?
Because I have another date the same evening, 8 o'clock.
Another girl from bar. You don't even know her name. do you?
No. This time it was a Tinder girl. This is your advice. You told me about
Tinder date?
Yeah, it's Tinder.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You definitely don't want to cancel a guarantee for a maybe.
I mean, Tinder's hardly a guarantee. Let me tell you that right now.
No?
No, of course not. Well, I mean, it's a date on paper, right? But I don't know who she is. She doesn't know who I am. I don't know if I'm going to like her. I have no idea if she's going to like me. Probably not.
Definitely not.
All I know is that she's got a lot of good pictures on her profile.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know what they ought to do, actually? They ought to have like a rating system on Tinder. So like I could look at the profile, like on Uber, where they rate the drivers.
Mm-hmm.
So think about this. You put my picture, profile like this, 4.5 stars. I think I look pretty good. Game changer. No
That's
kidding.
pretty good.
It's not bad, right?
Yeah. Well, the problem would be is that these ratings would be skewed to be positive.
Well, how do you figure?
Well, because on dates, you're trying to be a nice person more than you are in normal life. So it's
That's
like, it's a date bluff is what it is.
It's a date bluff. Anyway, I gotta figure out what to tell this Tinder girl though, so I don't screw it up. Because I think she really likes me.
How can she like you this quickly? She doesn't even...
What do you mean?
Oh, did you swipe right first, or what happened?
I don't know. I swipe right to everybody. I don't know.
What?
Yeah. I swipe right to everyone.
You're doing something wrong. That's not how it works. How do you even know if you're attracted to her?
Well, if she's attracted to me, I might be. You know what? If I could cancel the date with the Tinder girl without burning that bridge, so I could still see her again, then I could see what happens with the Tide Pod girl, and then maybe I could still, keep this going.
That's a bad idea.
Why?
Because every time you try to juggle several women at the same time, you screw it up.
Okay. Well, then let me ask you this: what am I supposed to do right now? What am I supposed
Stop doing things.
Well, I can't stop doing things. I have to tell her something. What am I supposed to tell her?
Just tell her the truth, man.
Truth. Yeah. How's that gonna look? Hi, I like the pregnant Tide Pod girl from the bar. I don't know her name. Better than you. That's what I'm gonna tell her.
No, you would text her that.
Yeah, that would look a lot better.
Yeah, I like pregnant, thieving Tide Pod girl from bar better than I like
She
you.
said she didn't thieve. Okay, she told me she didn't steal
She
those things.
stole them, damn
She
it.
said she didn't steal them. I don't know what to tell you.
Where'd they go?
Look, anyway, I have to lie here. Okay, it's a required deceit. That's what it is.
What the hell are you talking about? A required deceit?
Required deceit. In no circumstances would the truth here make anybody's life better, especially mine. I have to lie. It's required.
You know what? Fine. Do whatever you want, okay? But leave me out of it.
Leave you out of it.
For the first time, I'm not going to get involved. Goodbye.
Great. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Ross is driving me nuts, man. Like, he's trying to juggle two women at the same time, and I got to hear about it and try to help him, but there's no hope for it. And I hate that he's doing it, and I got to deal with it, and I'm doing my own thing. I got to deal with my stuff. Like, what does he want from me?
I wish I had Ross's problems. I wish I was his age. You know what it's like being my age? No one likes people who are older. People think that because I'm 45, I'm out of touch with society and I'm incompetent. I'm applying to all these new jobs now, and no one's getting back to me.
Applying to jobs? What are you having, a midlife crisis? Besides, you can't leave that station. That co-anchor there is so hot.
Yeah, she might be hot, but the work I'm doing is like for a high school student. It's monotonous, it's tedious, it's killing me. I get no respect there.
You know, you get no respect because you're 45 and afraid of door handles. Sorry. Oh, okay, today. Hello.
Hey guys, what can I get you?
I have a medium coffee, please.
Definitely a large coffee for me.
All right.
Pretty.
Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah.
Why don't you say something?
I don't know what to say. I'd probably screw it up.
Make a funny joke.
I don't want to be a Ross. about this.
Ask
I'm just gonna let
Ask
it
her
be.
for a number.
No.
What's the worst that can
No.
happen?
Hey,
Hey, here you go, guys.
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Hey, look at this. Look at that. I ordered a large and you ordered a medium, but there's the same amount of coffee in our cups.
No.
Yeah. We should test it out.
Oh, okay. Then I can talk to the barista.
Yeah, sure. Excuse me, can I have an empty medium cup, please?
Yeah, sure.
Watch. This is what I was explaining to you. I'm able to fit everything in my large coffee into a medium cup. This is ridiculous. Do you realize that at this coffee shop, they give you in a large or a medium the same amount of coffee? I'm going to sue this coffee shop.
Look, I'm very sorry, sir, but these are the sizes we've always had.
Okay, well then that means every time I've ever been here and I've ever ordered a large before, I've gotten ripped off. I want my money back. I want a refund.
Oh, really? Look, I'm sorry, but I don't have the time to be doing this right now, having this call.
I need to speak to the manager.
I'm the manager.
Okay, well then I need to speak with you. Two problems here. First of all, if I paid for a large, I should be getting more coffee than in a medium. That's problem number one. Problem number two, if I actually wanted a medium and I wanted less coffee, I'm not getting less. I'm getting the same that's in a large. There's two problems here.
Do you have nothing better to do?
No, I
than
don't.
Complain about 25 cents worth
Listen,
of
maybe
coffee?
they can just put less liquid in the medium.
Yeah, but then that means it's a waste of material. Why? It should be uniform. Like when you order a Big Mac at McDonald's, anywhere in the world, it's the same thing. A medium here should be the same as a medium everywhere else.
Listen, I'm so sorry. Okay, listen. Here's my business card. Just if you need to talk to me or text me, and just if it gives you any trouble again, just do that, please. I would love to call you.
I don't understand.
All right,
What's wrong with you?
Let's go.
I'm not done. I'm coming back.
No,
here.
he's not. He's never.
I'm
he's
coming
fine.
back.
I'm sorry.
This
What
is
are you doing, bud?
unacceptable.
You're killing me.
I'm so upset right now. What was that move with the business card?
She was cute. I saw it in, so I wanted to get to know her. I gave her my business card. I don't know.
Can't use business cards to pick up women.
Well, you can't argue with results.
What results?
I don't know. This is my first time trying it, really.
Wait, you don't even have a job.
Yeah, I print my own business cards.
So you're printing your business cards just to give to women?
Yeah, well, card, actually. Remember, I don't have a job, so I print one card at a time.
This whole plan smells like Ross.
Well, we're roommates, so influence, I guess. I don't know.
What did you even put as the job title on your business card?
News producer.
News producer? I am a news producer.
I know.
I don't get any women.
What? No, you get many women.
No, I don't.
Oh, my God. You definitely have to change jobs then. Jesus Christ. Stay away from the Churchill-Lombard intersection. I got a flat tire. Heard some other friends did, too. Hashtag day ruined. Hey. You got a flat tire. You okay? I think I got a flat tire. What are you talking about? It says you got a flat tire on Facebook. You posted that you got a flat tire.
Oh, well, I had to get out of that Tinder date with that girl.
Uh-huh.
So I made up that I got a flat tire, so I could get out of the date.
Okay, but why did you post it to Facebook?
Well, because when I was explaining it to her, it didn't really feel like she was believing it.
Okay.
So I had to sell the lie, and in order to do that, I put it on Facebook because everybody believes what you post. It's way too big an audience to lie to. So I posted on Facebook.
So you didn't get a flat tire?
No flat tire.
And nobody else you said got a flat tire actually got a flat tire?
Nope.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
What are you doing to these people?
What's the difference?
Why are you lying to everyone?
What's the difference?
You know what? I would like to know if this even worked.
Of course it worked. Look, here's a post right there,
Yeah?
and there she is. She liked it.
That's the Tinder girl.
That means it worked.
You're friends with the Tinder girl? You don't even know
Of
her.
course I'm friends with her. It's part of the date bluff. You have to. Yeah. You know what sucked? Remember when this happened to me a couple months ago? I posted it on Facebook. I got like 2 likes. This time I fake posted, 26 likes. Look at all these suckers.
Hey, I liked it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, who's this girl that liked it? Pretty cute. Based on her tiny picture, I think maybe I'll explore further. Oh my God. This is a Tide Pod girl. Look,
Oh my God, what's her name?
Dora. Huh, I was way off. What? Yeah, I just got a text from her.
Let's see. Sorry to hear about your flat tire. Let's reschedule to another day. Oh my God, what the hell?
Oh, one sec.
Ah.
Hey, it's John.
Hey, Ross, how's it going?
Hey, how are ya?
Did you wash your hands?
Yet?
I can't shake your hands.
Oh my God, this germaphobe thing is getting very old.
You know what's getting very old? Your rent. It's late. Again.
No, give me a break. Listen, have some freshly brewed iced tea we got here for you. Don't you love this stuff?
Haha, you guys are very funny. You can joke all you want, but the truth is you should actually respect me. I'm older than the two of you combined. Plus, I own this place that you live in, so where's the rent?
All wonderful points. You see, I was doing something weird. No, I was driving to the bank to get you the money, of course, that we owe you for the rent. And on the way there,
You got a flat tire.
yeah, I got a flat tire on the way there.
Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, Church and Lombard. Really treacherous stretch of road. Really just horrible.
I've been to that
Yeah,
intersection.
just stay right away from that area. Just
Really?
Oh, horrible.
Hey, hey.
Stay away from there.
Show him the Facebook post.
Facebook post. Absolutely. Look.
You have a Facebook post?
Yeah, look at this. See? Right there.
Oh, wow. Are you okay?
Very rattled, but got through it. To push through.
Anyway, how's your midlife crisis going?
Actually, it's going very well.
Oh, good.
The other day, I put my age on my resume, but I lied and said that I was 29, and I got an interview right away.
You can't put your age on a resume.
I know, but that's why I got the interview. Because you see, I've got all this experience, and yet I'm only 29. So the guy must have thought, this guy's like a young prodigy with all this experience.
You can't even pass for 29. Give me a break.
Of course I can pass for 29.
Can't pass for 29.
You can't pass for 29.
Girls come up to me all the time.
Give me
and
a
they think
break. I can't get that.
Look, when I have the best job and I have a 29-year-old girlfriend, you guys won't be laughing anymore.
Yeah, we will.
Oh, shut up.
So you're going to find this 29-year-old on Tinder?
Tinder? I don't even know her.
Oh, my God.
What's a Tinder?
Josh, is it?
Yes, Mr. Mason?
Yes.
Got to do the fist bump.
Right. Please step this way. You know, you're the first guy who's ever given me a resume with his age on it. And damn it, Josh, I kind of like that. But I'm a little confused because you seem to have done a whole lot for a guy who's just 29. Can you help me understand that?
Certainly. Well, I'm a quick learner. I have excellent time management skills, and I'm really good at what us kids are calling social media. Everyone wants things quick and furious. You know, they use Snapchat and Uber and AOL and Twitter and, of course, Facebook. I use Facebook quite a lot. In fact, here's my most recent post.
Ah, the Facebook. At 29, the sky's the limit. Very good. Very good. Josh, I like you. And I can already tell that you're better than the last schmuck we hired and fired. You know, his best story was about this girl who went home with numerous men and stole their laundry detergent. I mean, I couldn't give a who cares what people put in their laundry, am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, look, we're busy here. I'll tell you what you're going to do for me. You are going to go out and you are going to find me a dynamite social interest story. And you're going to have it prepped and ready to go for Monday, and it is going to be goddamn interesting, Josh. Okay? None of this high school drama.
Hey, Ross.
Hey, Joe. Hey, what the? How'd you get in here?
I forgot something. And besides, you haven't paid rent, so really, you're in
So
my
you can
place.
just come
right
into the place whenever we want?
now. Yeah, I've got a key. That's pretty much it.
This is something.
Oh, by the way, I got good news. My job interview went well, and they want me to do a story as the next part of the interview process.
That's great. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. What story are you gonna do?
Well, I was thinking, the dangerous intersection that you told me about, that's a good story to do, so I'm going to do a story on that.
Huh. Okay. You don't happen to remember the name of that intersection, do you?
Yeah, it's on your Facebook post. It's Church and Lombard, right?
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to go shoot some footage there later tonight, actually.
Tonight. Okay. Okay, great.
Anyway, I got to go. Tell Joe I said hello, all right?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Oh, no. Bit much. $5. You have any broken glass?
No.
Okay. Where's your glass section?
Maybe I should show you.
Okay. Look, I brought you the milk. Huh?
Oh, you finally did what you're supposed to do. Congratulations. You should be awarded the Peabody Award.
Actually, this is the wrong bag. But don't worry, I did buy it. It's just in the car. It's in the car.
Well, go get it.
Yeah, okay, I'll go get it.
What are you doing? Go.
Hold on, I just got a text here from Dora, Tide Pod girl.
Oh.
Okay. Hey, I'm free now at McVeigh's bar if you want to meet up.
Huh.
What the does that mean?
It means that she wants to meet up?
Yeah, but she obviously wants to bring her stuff back. But is this a date? Or is this like a pick up and leave?
I don't know.
God damn it, I hate women.
No, you like women.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you like them.
I like parts of it.
Yeah, the parts that don't yell at you.
Yeah, well, that's not...
Happens a lot.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, well, I guess I better go then.
Whoa. You're supposed to clean up. This is your day to clean. And
This place is fine.
I don't care. I have the barista girl coming over in like 10 minutes.
The barista girl?
You're supposed to clean. You got to do this quick.
I mean, the girl you gave the business card to?
Yeah.
That scam works?
Yeah.
You got a date out of it?
Yeah.
Well, then you don't need any more luck. That's enough for you.
Are you going to clean or what?
No, I'm not going to clean. You'll be fine. Just
Come
don't
on.
screw it up like you always do. You'll be fine. How's it going?
Fine.
Nothing.
Hey.
Hi. What about you cooking?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, thank you so much for bringing these. I love cookies.
I know. I saw you at the coffee shop. You're like, oh, give me all the cookies.
I'm glad that's kind of embarrassing, but that's fine. And I'm sorry about this. My roommate is a mess.
Oh, that's okay.
It's not me.
Sure. No, thanks.
I was going to get...
Yeah.
That's fine.
What's that?
Oh, my God.
That was yours?
No, these are my roommates. No, well, not his. It's a long story. He was just supposed to bring these to a female friend of his, and he forgot them. She needs these.
Not really.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
You know, you're the first guy who's ever used a business card to pick me up.
It worked, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. So, you are a news producer.
Huh?
Your business card said that you're a news producer.
Yes. I am a news producer. That's what it says. I do that. I produce the news. It's on TV. You've seen news on TV.
Yeah.
I produce that news.
Okay. Is this like some sort of a date bluff or something?
What's that? All right.
Okay, so that interview with Josh, man, I'm telling you, that's like so COVID.
Yes, his
timely
character.
appropriate.
I mean, he is actually in real life a germaphobe. That's why it's all based on his real life. So this is, I mean, he's fine. He loves this. This is what he's always wanted: is to stay home and not touch anybody.
So we actually have a question. I'm gonna let Shaheen read this question out. It's from one of our attendees.
Yep. So Anthony was asking, in the process of writing the script, when do you decide on the dialogue?
Yeah. So Ross and I usually are on the phone and we come up with the idea. Usually it just comes from us talking about mostly his life now because he's single and his life is hilarious. So it just comes from us talking, and then I go, oh, wait, that sounds like a funny concept for an episode, that thing that happened to you. And then, so then we start just imagining what the episode could look like, and then we add other things that happened, and like, oh, this can all connect to this. So then eventually we come up with that, and then somebody's hopefully eventually writing that outline down, usually me. And then sometimes when we're talking, we come up with lines as we're writing an outline. So I might jot those down. And then in the past, what has happened is, okay, I've started to write. Well, step back. What we wanted to first do was it being completely improvised, where we had the outline, kind of beat by beat, and just like, we'll just talk. It works, but we're not good. We're not professional actors. We're not professional improvisers. So that just takes a lot longer to film it. It just takes a lot longer. We end up doing half of that anyway when we're there. But so what we usually do is I'll sit down, and then I'll write line by line what I just think it could be. And then what will happen is, okay, then I'll get back on the phone with Ross. And this is pre-COVID. We've always just done this on the phone, it seems. So we'd read it through. He'd read his lines, I'd read mine, and then we go and sometimes be like, oh, okay, actually this. Then we just start talking, and then in the moment we come up with better lines or different or more, and then we'll change all that. It just comes from natural. So we essentially improvise on the phone, and then I write that into the script, and then refine that. And so we're not improvising and wasting film, essentially. But we do it. Like the first time, I think the first few episodes we did, it was just, we came up with a very loose storyline, and then we just went and talked. And because, we're all pretty good at, myself and then Justin, who films it, we know what we're doing technically, that we can just block things out in our minds of how things would cut together. And we're both, we're editors, and Ross is also a professional audio engineer. So we're all just technically minded and know kind of how these things work, that we don't have to worry about it. If we do it this way, worry about blocking it out and doing it all. And especially if it's just a small group and just us kind of having fun, we can do it and it can still be good. And then and through editing, I can just cut the best lines. Sometimes I could literally, and sometimes you see movies do this or whatever, you have a completely separate, the same scene, but different lines completely. We could probably do that for several scenes in that episode. There was a lot, especially in that beginning. There's a lot of talking, and that's the thing. Sometimes when we learned about this is we just write the way when we wrote, and it was on paper. It was like great, and then when we went to film, it was really long. Not only filming it and trying to figure out our lines and remember our lines, but to then, after the fact, cut it down and still make the points that we wanted to make, but also make it funny and for the story. So if you notice, there was us talking at the kitchen, or no, we were us talking, and then we cut to the intro, like the opening sequence after that, and then we cut back to us in the kitchen again. So that wasn't the way it used to be. It was just purely just to give us a break from us talking because it was just so long. We couldn't cut it down any further to make it what we wanted to do. And so we learned from that. But yeah, so the question is, the answer is we come up with it usually beforehand, and we write it all down, improvise it on the phone, and then I write it, and then we refine it. And then we go from there. And then, of course, stuff comes up on the day, and you go with that. So, good question.
We have one more question on this one. Jordan's asking, how did you get permission to shoot inside the coffee shop?
Like anything, somebody, hopefully, or you ask friends who might, hey, do you know anyone at the coffee shop? What had happened, actually, I think it was that day. We shot there twice. So I think it was that day what happened, because this shoot was pretty big, and we had other than myself and Ross and Josh, who aren't really actors, we had Hannah, who played the barista girl, and we had a few other people kind of helping out. It was a bigger thing, and I have a friend Travis from Buffalo come down, and who's a cinematographer, so he helped as well. And so we just had a big thing, and we had this coffee shop lined up that was a friend who set it up. And really, you just got to ask anybody, and they'll probably say yes. But the coffee shop fell through, and on the day, And then they were like, oh my God. So then I called a couple shops that I knew, just cold call them and be like, listen, this is what we're doing. We like in an hour, we need to film in a coffee shop, yada, yada, yada. And somebody's like, okay. But then the coffee shop that fell through came back and was like, okay, we're good. So then I had to call it. So we had a backup, even with an hour to go, we found another place. So it's just calling and asking, and you probably get what you need. And it helps if it's a week before, not the same day. So there you go.
Awesome.
I couldn't help but notice Seinfeld like similarities in the Rules for Roommates series. I'll give you an example in this episode. With Josh's uninvited Kramer-like entries into Joe and Ross's home.
Yeah.
And just the basic everyday kind of challenges like Josh's germophobic behaviors and the large coffee cup being filled to medium size. Was this intentional, or was this intentional when making this series, or was there another TV show or a web series that influenced the design?
Yeah, this was okay. So I was never somebody who I didn't watch Seinfeld growing up, or I didn't watch much of it. Only recently have I seen more of it and like appreciate it more. Ross is a huge Seinfeld fan. What I had seen is Curb Your Enthusiasm. Larry David created Seinfeld and Curb. So, but again, I think it was just Ross and I, the way we talk as people to each other, and based on that. And that seems to be because maybe, and because he's watched so much Seinfeld, I think because it's the way he ends up talking, and then it's influenced how we've talked to each other. So, and I didn't really go out and like try to mimic anything. This is what's kind of happened. The observational stuff, like that idea for the coffee I had while I was in an airport, and I'm like, wait a minute, so I'm like, oh, I'll write that in. So it just kind of what we like and think is funny. And literally I was on the phone with Ross earlier today, and like I have a whole new episode that I could write tomorrow if I needed to, because of his life, and it's hilarious. So maybe hopefully we want to do like a remote episode where we will film it over Zoom, and I'll edit that down and figure it out. But we got to come up with we have some ideas, but we want to come up with a good script.
Since you're a heavy YouTuber, was there an actual web series maybe that also influenced the Rules of Roommates series?
Nope.
Not really? Okay.
Nothing. What did I do? I feel like I don't know. I think it was just the only thing that I was influenced by specifically was Curb Your Enthusiasm. And just what I wanted to be was like how natural they were, and like they improvised that whole show. I mean, they have the outlines, and that's kind of where we came from, where we wanted to improvise it, but it just became too difficult because we're not professionals. You have real people do this, like it's amazing to watch. We had more recently filmed some promo stuff. Well, we had sold the show, and we were doing some stuff with a production company to see what would happen, and we had some real actors come in to help us, or to be in our cast. They were great. It was just great to see them go, and it's just, you learn a lot. So
Okay, so we're actually going to switch gears now for the second screening that we're going to do. So this is kind of part of your more recent endeavors on your YouTube channel. So it's it's more of a vlogging style video. It's called it's part of the American versus Canadian series, and it's called Friends Reunite at the US-Canada border during lockdown. So once again, it's very kind of timely and very appropriate with the COVID. Well, I mean, it's specifically to do with COVID, right?
Yeah. So we had been the concept of American versus Canadian stuff. Jason and I, Jason Holler, who is maybe some of you know, or maybe watch that. We've been working together for years. Like, I work in Buffalo, I work in the States. So, and I live in Canada. So I've always had the compare and contrast daily. And even since I started there, like just learning about what the Americans do and what I do, and like what Canadians do. And like, so it's before we even did something about it on YouTube, we were living this life. So that's why I think we're the right people to do this series that we're doing, and we just put what we normally talk about on camera, and this is what it is. So we would always be together, and we'd do whatever the topic was. We did the big one that for us was the American vs. Canadian McDonald's, and that really put us on the map. And we've done stuff like that, where a couple of times where I've gone over the border, or one of us goes over the border and gets one thing, and then we meet in the middle, and then we try each other's countries' stuff. So with lockdown, it's like, what do we do? We can't do this, and so literally we put out 4 or 5 episodes while we're both at home. We found different ways to do it. It's not ideal. It's a lot more production because we're recording online, and it's just the editing. It's a lot harder because it's kind of filmed out of sequence, and there's a lot of things you want to add on a bunch of more interesting B-roll or extra shots that you don't necessarily get in the moment because you're just I'm sitting here and talking to them. So it's a challenge, but we're doing it. So it'll be great when we get back together. I can tell you that. So yeah, this episode, and we're both professional, like full-time video editors and producers and videographers, and so what we try to do is not only make the thing interesting with what we talk about, but also like a little bit of production value and like storytelling. I mean, all of it is storytelling, and especially in the editing is where I can really make it work. So specifically with this one, we're like, okay, let's try to meet at the border, which was a crazy idea to begin with. And then we started looking at, hey, we can do this. And then we came up with, okay, how do we get into this episode? How do we make it, cinematic and kind of film some stuff that remotely and put it together and make it work. And this is what we did for this one. Not only did we try to meet at the border, we also did we planned it all out before, like, because there was some stuff when we were there we needed to shoot to make sure the story worked from previous and then mid and some of the bits we wanted to do. So it was all pre-planned, and before we went out and met each other or tried to meet each other, we had all these set things that we wanted to do. And in hopes of, we had a plan, like if it actually worked, like if we actually saw each other, this is what we're gonna do. And if we didn't, we would kind of default to these things we were gonna do. So we had a lot planned, and then after the fact, after it all worked, then you would be able to film the stuff that on top of what you got, film the stuff at our own houses that would fill in the blanks, like the opening sequences and all that. So we had a lot of fun with this one. Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look. So this is friends reunite at the US-Canada border during lockdown. And I'm just going to share my screen. And here we go.
I think you're supposed to text that question.
This was too important. I had to call. Can we talk?
Okay.
Thank you. So I just had a dream that we were together.
What?
Yeah, like we actually saw each other in person.
How far apart were we standing?
It was a fair distance. There was like water in between us.
Well, at least your dreams are following the rules.
Yeah. I think we should do it.
Do what?
Meet.
You're crazy.
There's gotta be a way.
How? You're in Canada. I'm in the US. The borders are closed.
Yeah, well, I've got a plan.
Hello and welcome to a very special episode of the vlog. I am Joseph and I live in Canada, and my friend Jason lives in the United States. And today we're gonna try something a little crazy, right? The borders are closed. We're not supposed to be around people, but we are going to try to meet in person while still staying in our own countries, not crossing the border at all. How? Well, we've done some research and we found a spot along the Niagara River where the shorelines are accessible, although it's a bit of a hike, but there's a clear view of either side. We figured, hey, we have to have lunch today, so why not do it together while still in our own country, safely distanced to do our part, but still with each other. I truly have no idea if this is gonna work. In fact, I'm a little nervous, as you can tell from pacing along my street, and people think I'm nuts. We don't know what we're gonna find when we get there. I think it's gonna be closed. Is the shoreline actually accessible? We did the research, but doing it is a different story. I wanna stress, if there's signs of this becoming unsafe in any way, we will stop, find an alternate route, or just cancel this altogether. Don't do this, just stay home. Stay home. Come along with us now as we try to reunite our countries. Let's go. Ah! Yoo-hoo! What are you doing here?
Nothing.
Come on. Did you have to green screen yourself in again?
Why not?
I was just doing the intro and there's drama. Are we gonna meet? Are we not? But this ruins all the tension if you're here.
Sorry.
Just... It's fine. It's fine. Look, it's nice to see you virtually, but I want the real thing.
Right. High five?
You know, I know this isn't real, but trying to be very, very cautious with touching things, so I'm not gonna risk it.
Right.
Now go on, get to the spot.
I'm on my way.
Weird, right? Let's go.
Hey, we're on our way.
I think I forgot how to drive. It's been so long.
I know. What's the plan?
To meet.
But still staying in our own country.
How the heck are we going to do that?
I don't know, man. My level of hope on 50%.
I've never felt more like United States versus Canada than today.
Yeah.
Just because of the fact that you will be on your border and I will be on my border in our own respective countries, facing each other.
I mean, how rare is that for anybody?
Not under these circumstances, right? I mean, this
yeah.
Because we can't go across the border.
So I want to be able to see each other for the first time in like 4 weeks.
I think we found the best spot. So much could go wrong here. We don't even know if the parks are open, right? I mean, that's the biggest thing. But if we can get close enough and I can see you, that makes it all worthwhile.
That's the key. Somehow see each other in person. What are you worried about?
That there's too many people. Trails are very narrow. That makes me nervous. You go, I'll climb up this rock here and get out of your way. Like, I don't know.
Also, this is very outside of my comfort zone. I don't go trail walking. I like to do what you're supposed to be doing now, which is staying home. But there's something at the end that I would really like to see happen. So
yeah, there's a goal here. I'll be fine. This is what I've been wanting to do for a while. So you gave me a good excuse to get out and go hiking.
This is you. This is everything you are. So how has isolation been going?
So far, so good. We made cookies. We made lasagna. That was fantastic. I shaved Colton's head yesterday. 3/4 of the way through, the razor just decided not to work anymore.
Oh, no.
He looks like half done. What have you been?
Mostly taking care of Leah, 1.5-year-old daughter. My wife is working quite a bit. It's full-time daddy daycare. It's just us arguing about what to do.
Leah, what do you want to do today? Do you want to take a nap? No. Do you want to eat some food? No. Go for a run? No. Play with the cat? No. Do your taxes? No. Paint? No. Sweep?
Yeah. Sleep.
What do you want to do now?
I say.
What if we go have a snack first?
I say.
Let's have a snack.
Say.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
I feel like you're just hearing what you want to hear. What's going on? That's not a sufficient mask.
I say.
Oh.
Mama.
Mama. Time's wasted.
Yeah, she's got her own agenda.
I brought a lunch. Did you bring lunch?
I've already eaten all my supplies for this while on this drive, so hopefully you can send over a little boat with some sandwiches. What's your ETA?
4 more minutes.
Oh, you're almost there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I got another 27 minutes.
I gotta be close. I think I went too far. I gotta turn around somehow.
Oh no.
He's struggling heartily.
That's a problem.
It should say park entrance or something. Devil's Hole. All right.
Found it?
I think I'm here. I'm gonna walk over there and scout it out real quick. Oh no. That's a shame. We're gonna have to find a new location. It is closed.
Oh,
I can't get in.
So what do I do?
So I think we gotta go to Plan B.
Plan B. Okay.
The Whirlpool State Park and see what kind of access we can get.
I'll call you when I get there.
Sounds good.
This is it. I have been here before.
Look at that. I could see the water. I could see the other side.
The Whirlpool Bridge is a Nexus-only bridge, and I literally stopped and like taken a picture of this exact point. And you can clearly see the United States. I gotta call Jason.
Hey, I can see the other side very clearly.
I guess I'm getting out.
All right, I'll get out too.
Oh, okay. Look at this.
There's Canada.
I don't know where you are.
Is that you? I think I see you.
Do you? I don't see you.
Stop there. Turn to your right. Right.
Oh! You're way over there. Oh my God! I see you.
You're
no
so
way! It worked. You're so small. Did you lose weight?
Oh yeah. Hey, look at you. You look beautiful.
Can you see my eyebrows? I'm wiggling them. Does that help?
Oh my God! You look fantastic. You shaved? I did. Oh, you cut yourself. You look great. Now what? I guess I'll go home.
That's about it.
We wanted to go and hang out right down there.
So there are people all along the edge there on both sides.
Oh, I do see people down there. Oh my God. We got to try to do it.
I can get down there.
I have no idea how to get down there. Also, I really have to pee and I don't know what to do. I just have no idea where I'm going.
And you don't get down there, then I've gone down there for nothing.
I know, this is the problem. We're going to try. Are we doing this?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm going to drive to the other spot, then I'll let you know.
People are down there, so they got to be getting down there somehow.
Okay, I'm going to do some Googling before I leave. Maybe pee in my car. I'm not sure.
I think I found the spot. That's what we're looking for. I'm on my way.
The problem I'm having is that because I have an American phone and I'm so close to the border, I'm picking up my AT&T signal, but it's very weak. I just don't know what happens when we have no signal.
I thought the down was supposed to be the easy part.
What am I doing? I don't do this. This is ridiculous. Oh my God. I gotta get there.
So I'm here. I'm down at the edge. I'm right here. But there's absolutely no path. It's done. I can't get from here to there.
There's no people walking around there.
Yeah, let me just see. I just saw something, but it doesn't look promising. I don't think this is a real path that I'm on right now. This is not.
Hey, there you go.
I don't know that this goes anywhere though. I don't. This isn't a path. Oh boy. I feel like Survivor Man. I'm literally on the edge here. Oh no.
Is that where you stop? If you can't go that way and you want to try the other way.
Just trying to psych myself into it because I have to walk back what I just did.
Okay, I'm going back. The urge to pee has lessened. I'm sweating it out. This is nice though because all my sports have been canceled, so I haven't gotten much exercise in the last 3 weeks. I gotta go to the other side and do this all again.
So they got good news and bad news.
Uh-oh.
My battery's about to die, but I'm right at the edge here.
I was over there and now I'm up here to just scout it out and I see him. There he is.
But there's a guy right down here.
I'll try to get there.
All right, I'm gonna hang out and save battery.
Gotta pee. Oh, there it is. I'm back on a trail. I believe I found the path that gets me to that water edge. Jason already moved. I gotta tell him to go back. I'm calling him, he's not answering. Oh, look at this. I'm right here, but I can't get a hold of him. I think his phone actually died. Where is he? Oh my God, I found him. I found him. I gotta get back across. Jay! I see him. He doesn't see me yet. Hey! Ah! We did it! Yeah! See you! Yeah! I got him on the phone. Only regular cellular phone. The data isn't coming through on his end. I can't believe we found each other. I know, you look fantastic. This is the most exercise I've had in 4 weeks. It might be more than I ever did even when I was playing sports. What do we do? Should we eat lunch?
Let's get together. Let's get together.
All right. I have a delicious prosciutto sandwich.
Everybody.
Cheers, cheers.
Let's get
This is nice.
Great. I think it's crazy we can't be together. And this is the best we can do, but I don't mind it. We got out. It's been fun. Could use a Swiss LA pack. Do you have one?
I'll throw it to you. Here it comes. All right, Jay. Are we doing this? Are we playing Battleship? B6!
You sunk my battleship.
We mimed to each other that his phone is dead. We cannot communicate. Saw each other, we ate lunch together, but there he goes. And for old time's sake, we did it. We both win. Bye. And I still haven't peed.
Hi, you are.
Let's get together. Let's get together.
There you are. I see you.
Oh my God.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see something else we've done, we went to McDonald's to compare American versus Canadian McDonald's. We went to Dunkin' Donuts and Tim Hortons to compare them. Please subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we put out a new video. See you soon. Bye-bye. Bye. I can't wait to go pee.
Oh, yes.
Cheers.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Okay.
that was so fun.
So who has the better Big Macs, Americans or Canadians? Let's get that question right out of the.
You'll have to watch the episode. What am I? I couldn't tell you. yeah, it's worth the wait to learn if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, there's watching that, it brought back a lot of like what we had to do to make that all work. I can go into it. It's
sure. Yeah.
So the first thing was, so the intro where not all the like scripted stuff, but the part where I'm talking to the camera saying, "Hey everyone, we're gonna go try and meet everyone today, and hopefully this is gonna work. I don't know what's gonna happen." I filmed that all after we did it. So that's like an insight. So I had filmed it before, and then when I looked back at the footage, something went wrong and it just looked terrible. So I'm like, oh, I gotta do it again. So I did it again, and it actually was better than I did the first time. So that's inside information. And that happens. I mean, sometimes it just happens. But if you don't know, then it's fine. There's a couple other things that happened that were, when we were together in the car. So Jason has a green screen at home. So we literally, what I did is I filmed all that alone in the car. And I filmed a wide shot with nobody sitting there. I'm just talking. Then I filmed a single of just me and just talking to nobody. And then also an empty shot of the empty seat so he can put himself in there. So there's all that. And then I edited it together before he even saw it. I just did it all together, and he was going to fill in the blanks on his end while on a green screen. So he'd have two angles, one where he's got to be sitting wider, so it's the wide shot. And I had written the lines out, and he knew exactly what he needed to say in what angle. And then he put himself in the scene. So it was fun. That's the beauty of making stuff at home, but also being together. So we could do a full episode sitting together, but it would be fake and it'd be a lot harder than it looks. A lot more time. What else? I had another thought while we were watching. I guess just some of the little stories we had going, and then some found stuff like me having to go pee turned into an interesting, like, oh my God, is he going to do it or not? That was just on the day that we were just like, oh, I can keep this going and just make it an extra thing that you might wait for. And then, so then we had to feel like the opening sequence where I'm looking, and the dream sequence was we thought of the whole thing. It was like, okay, when we get to these spots, we got to film this. And we wanted to film him we wanted him to float up or something. And that was done. Jason's very good at visual effects. So he filmed that part of him floating. He filmed himself on a green screen, and then in After Effects, he made himself float. I got the shot of it blank, where nobody's there, from when we were actually there. And also got the shot of me doing the acting to the camera, knowing exactly what we were going to do. So there's a lot of that again, if you didn't think of it before, it might be difficult. And then what was interesting is there was the dream sequence where, like, oh, I wake up from the dream after that cold open, and I'm like, oh, we should actually meet. And then to put me waking up again at the end of the episode was a thought I had while I was editing. I'm like, oh, actually, this would be hilarious if I did this, and it was all a dream. So that's what happens in editing, is things become better or more interesting as you go and start thinking more. So Yeah, that was really fun.
One of the questions that I was going to also ask is like, can you tell us a little bit about your technical setup? Like what typically do you shoot with? You know, some of the audio gear. You mentioned After Effects. Obviously, that's Adobe, part of
Yep.
Adobe Creative Suite. So
yeah, I use Adobe Premiere is my main editing software, and it's it's great. I've used it for years. I came from Final Cut 7, and then I switched over to this quite a while ago. Premiere is now being used in a lot of big stuff, like a lot of Netflix shows, and a lot of it's now becoming one of the main editing programs in the industry. It's great. And then for cameras, so this is my main camera here. This is just a Canon M50. It's not anything special. It gets the job done. It worked. It's not too expensive. It works for me. It's not. You can definitely get much better cameras that are more pricey, but this was perfect for me. And I got this, this extra mic that helps. And then what we just invested in when we realized we have this lav mic here, which is it records into itself. So you don't have to connect it to anything, and you just sync it later. And it's just, yeah. I wish what happened is that we wished we had this kind of when we were doing, when we wished we're doing anything, we wished we had something like this. And in the first few episodes, we did have lavs, but they weren't ours, and we were borrowing them. So now it's like we're recording at home, and especially for that journey, we would wish we had good audio, especially Jason, because he didn't have a shotgun mic on his camera. So when we invested, we both got one of these. So that was great. The other thing we found out while we were filming that is that we were talking to each other over Skype the whole time, because Skype, you can record the video on the app, like it'll record itself and you can download it later, it was amazing. It worked way better than we ever thought. So you get decent audio out of there because you have your headphones in, and it records the audio, records the video. It gives you a split screen final shot, which is not great, but it's perfect for what it's better than I thought it would be. So then after all that, I would take the Skype recordings, I would sync it up with my camera and then his camera, and then before I even start editing, it's all going to be synced and organized. And then I start cutting and editing and down and all that. So, and syncing it. Well, now, and then you also sync this before you do anything to everything. And that's why when we're sitting at home and we're doing the episodes, like right now, I have a camera looking at me. I have a camera looking at the screen. We're recording the Skype 2 different ways. He's recording on his end, his camera looking at him. We're both recording our lav mics. So there's like 10 inputs to be organized and put together before you can even start editing. So there's just a lot to manage, where normally it was a lot easier when we were together, and things were a lot, the editing was a lot easier after, at that point. So I'm looking forward to that.
There is an audience question. I do just quickly, now that we're kind of on the technicals, when you guys were shooting Rules of Roommates series, I'm assuming that you used more kind of higher end gear.
Yeah.
For that series, we
were
maybe
using
a red camera or something.
It wasn't a red. It was I think C200, the C100 Canon cameras.
Okay.
Pretty good cameras. Not the best, not a red, but
no,
pretty professional cameras. Yeah.
Now you mentioned Ross is an audio engineer in real life.
Correct. Yeah, he's a music producer, an engineer, audio engineer, and he has his own.
Oh, hence the room
studio
with all the recording stuff.
Yes, yeah, that's his real room. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So was he responsible for the majority of the audio work in
post
series?
audio? I mean, yeah. While we're on set, he's monitoring some stuff and like making sure things, but he can't because he's mostly he's in the scene and trying to get in.
Yeah.
So, and same with me, where I'm directing, and but luckily the guys that I have to do the video, the cameras, like they know what they're doing. I just need to make sure that the vision of what I have in my mind they're gonna get. But technically they're great. But we always have trouble finding anybody to do audio. So he's usually monitoring it. Sometimes we have somebody doing a boom and just monitoring it. But yeah, what he does is he'll do it in post. So after I'm done cutting the episode, I send him the audio and he mixes it.
Okay, makes it sound better and all that.
Exactly.
So I'm going to let Shaheen take over for the audience question.
Had myself muted there. Another good question from Anthony says, so funny, are you embarrassed or self-conscious to film yourself in public?
Yes. It depends.
That's a very good question
It is a good
because
question.
I know that it impacts a lot of people.
Yeah. It's better to when you're with somebody else or on like even on the phone, it helps like distract you from the awkwardness of that it might be. But if I'm alone and there's people around, it's tough. It's tough. So yeah, when we're together, it's fine. It's usually fine. If I'm alone and filming and there's people around, then I get a little self-conscious. But usually it's okay. And the worst part was when I was before I did this series, I was just vlogging and I was just using my phone. So even then it's awkward. That's vlogging alone is awkward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not great at that. But I'm getting better. So you just gotta be selfless sometimes. Or yeah.
So right before we kick into the very last screening of the session this evening, which is going to be a shorter film. It's the one that you submitted last year for the 5MFF.
Yep.
That was your official submission. Just a quick question before we kick into that. What do you prefer doing more? Do you prefer the more narrative style of Rules of Roommates, or do you prefer more of the vlogging style? Like, what is your preference now?
They're both, I love them both. They both have different ways of working. So like they're kind of fresh every time I go to one. And that's why I love like that vlog that it's a vlog, but it's not, I don't know what to call it. It's like a docu-reality almost. It's all we're able to mix both worlds where the kind of narrative and the live stuff. So I love that. That's somewhere I kind of want to be in that world, I think, but yeah, cutting Rules of Roommates is very different from cutting a vlog, because Rules of Roommates, especially for comedy, it's like you can leave a second between the line before the next line starts, or you leave half a second, and that makes a huge difference in how it's received. So sometimes I'm editing, I'm like, I don't know if this is funny or not, I don't know. And only after or somebody else watches it, or you watch it like a day later, it's like, that's terrible. What are you thinking? But yeah, it's like you just can change the scene completely if you just move it an extra half a frame or 3 frames. It's that extra beat makes it so much more funny, and it becomes very different. And then you have like multiple takes, so it becomes like writing from like filming the script and then getting all these takes, and what's the best take that fits into then this guy's best take. Okay, but actually these best takes from each person don't work together. Okay, so then which one do you favor? Which one is the better? Which is the lesser of the evil? I guess we'll go with this guy. So that's that's where it becomes interesting and a different challenge of editing. Where vlogs are, I think, it's easier in a way, because it's live and it's just whatever happens more so. Whereas
it's less scripted.
It's
too.
less scripted, so
you're
not overthinking it.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah.
So, and there's nobody, nobody's hoping that it's hilarious or not, or where if you're trying to do a comedy, it's very difficult. So there you go.
Okay, so we're going to kick in now to the very last screening of the evening. As mentioned before, it was Joseph's submission last year to the 5-Minute Film Festival. That was their official submission. And what is the official name for this episode? I have Fake Message, but I don't know if that's the.
What did I name it on YouTube? I think I changed it. I changed it on YouTube to be a little more kind of make it more clickable.
Clickbaity.
Yeah, exactly.
You had submitted it as the voicemail.
The voicemail, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to tell the audience just a little bit about what they're going to see in this episode?
This is I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's Ross and I, living together, and a thing happens where he's getting into trouble, and I try to help him get out of trouble with our landlord, who's Josh, the germaphobe guy. I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, so let's. I'm just gonna share the screen.
This is more recent. This one, the last one you saw was a few years earlier. I had more hair. This one is a little more recent, so enjoy.
Okay, so here we go.
Unbelievable. Every month the same thing. Okay, so where's this month's rent?
Who let you in?
I let myself in. Where's this month's rent?
That. You gotta call us or tell me that you're coming.
Yeah, well, if your rent was on time, I wouldn't have to do this.
Listen, the rent for this month is coming from Ross. So talk to him.
Okay, I don't know what kind of arrangement you have with Ross, but when I call him, he doesn't answer the phone. Maybe if you call him, he'll answer the phone.
Hello?
Hey, Ross.
Hey.
Hey, Josh wants to know where the rent is for this month.
You tell that
Jack to shove it up his
every month with this. Every month he asks for the rent. What a I can't believe it.
We'll pay the rent when we're
Ready to pay the rent.
Ross, I'm standing right here.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, God.
Ross, let me guess. You're on your way to the bank.
I can't hear you now. I'm stuck in traffic.
Okay, bye. Bye, Ross.
And you'll be here.
Bye. Nope.
The whole point of a monthly rent is that you pay it every month.
What are we gonna do?
This is amazing.
What kind of a moron would answer the phone and then put me on speakerphone when the guy that we don't want to talk to is in the room with you?
Why don't you just be a nicer person in general and
Because that's not how you get things done.
By the way, what is
I'm
all this?
stress eating. This helps me think.
Uh-huh. So you got the rent for tomorrow?
I don't have the rent for tomorrow. What are you, nuts?
Well, what are we gonna do? He's gonna evict us.
I know you're going to evict us. That's why we're going to come up with a plan. I got it. Oh, this is brilliant. This is way better than anything you would have come up with. We'll leave him an accidental voicemail on purpose. It's brilliant. It's so brilliant.
What is that?
An accidental voicemail. You know when you listen to your voicemail, someone calls you, and then when they say bye, there's noise, and then sometimes you hear people talking to other people in the room at the time. We could be those people saying really nice things about him.
Yeah.
Right?
I like that.
So for example, I'll say, give me a call back when you have a chance. And then I'll pretend to hang up. And then you would go, yeah, you. All you have to, what are you talking, are you kidding? All you have to say to me, all you have to say is, who was that? Set me up.
Okay. Who was that?
Okay, now maybe a little less excited.
Who is that?
Okay, not Batman, though.
I'm just
clear
the mind.
Great. Call me back when you have a chance.
Who was that?
It was Josh.
Oh.
I was just calling about the rent because he's such a great guy.
Yeah, great guy. Always very clean.
We're grateful
Right.
for living here, for example.
Doesn't get the credit he deserves.
The credit, of course. And then we hang up the phone for real.
All right. Good. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, it's ringing.
What if he picks up?
Oh, he won't pick up. He never picks up for me. Okay, voicemail.
How's his voice greeting?
It's nice.
To check unheard messages, press 1-1. First unheard message.
Hey, Josh, it's just Ross calling you.
Give me a call back when you have a chance. I just want to talk to you about something. Okay, have a good day. Bye.
Who is that?
Oh, no, that was just Josh. I was just calling about the whole rent situation. Oh, of course. Yeah,
You know, because he's such a great guy.
Yeah.
You know,
He really is.
he's just such a delight to be around. Really.
So nice.
You know, and
to have us be living here, I'm so grateful for that. We just had an
extra week on the rent. you
Right.
know.
Oh.
That's what I'm trying to tell him. You know, because because we obviously value him so high.
He's very clean.
Very clean.
What a clean individual. This doesn't get the credit that he deserves, really, for having us here. Right.
There. Perfect. Think he bought it?
We'll see.
That moron will buy anything. Come on, give me a break. Pay rent. What a jack.
What an idiot. I'll show him. He's just making us do all this stuff.
He makes us pay all the friggin' rent. What an unbelievable son of a
Guy, I can't believe it. $5, get out of here. Every time we
I don't think he bought it.
All right. That was
Okay.
another fun one. First of all, thank you all for sticking around. This is awesome. Yeah, that was, I hadn't seen that in a while, and I purposely wanted to enjoy it again with everybody. So I like it. It's nice. Not as bad as I remember.
You mentioned earlier that you're not an actor, like you're not a professional actor and all of that, right?
No.
What do you actually enjoy more? Like, do you like being in front of the camera or behind the camera? Like, what is your thing?
I like both. I think depends on the. I like being in these like this, but I wouldn't. I don't like being in everything. I like being in the thing that I then control and edit after. I think. So yeah, that's what that is. And there was an interesting decision we made when we edited this, where if you notice, it was the way we wrote it was okay. We go through this thing and we leave the message, and then we see him listen to the message, and then he's like, "Oh, and then he's like, "What the hell?" So in the edit, it was like, "Wait a minute, this is a long time. We're gonna see this thing, then we're gonna hear it again. How do we combine the two to play at the same time, but also kind of fudge it because he wouldn't be listening to the message as we're doing it." So what we ended up doing is like, okay, we're living it, but also we're seeing him listen to it at the same time we're living it. So there's this kind of mix of present and past, and I think it worked fine. You weren't confused or like you didn't think about it too much. Whereas I think if we did it, it would have been twice as long if we had to and the joke wouldn't have been as good if we had to do it and then listen to him do it and then listen to the whole thing again. So that was a decision completely made in editing, not during the filming.
Okay.
Yeah, the abruptness of it, I think, was what really added to the comedic factor of it.
Right.
Like very Curb Your Enthusiasm, especially with the ending where he shuts the laptop next scene.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
was what really made it.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I think we wouldn't have had that if we had done it the original way, where we were just letting it play real time.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the problem with a lot of producers. Sometimes they worry they have to over explain something.
Yeah.
And being brief about your point is what actually makes it stand out a little bit better. That's what you guys did really well there.
Exactly. Yeah. And we want to do more shorter ones. Like we had gone, there's another one I think that's also 25 minutes long. So you saw the first one was almost a half
21 minutes.
Yeah, it was 21. There's another one I think
minutes,
that's 25 minutes or is that the longest? I don't remember now. But anyways, and then we're like, okay, let's go some shorter stories. And so that's why the first two were shorter. I think then the next two were longer. And then this one, and there's another one that more recent that are shorter again. So
it's the short attention spans that a lot of people have nowadays, right?
Yeah.
So the shorter videos, like 5-10 minutes, are usually kind of like the sweet spot, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So are there plans to do more of these narrative style kind of rules of roommates type films?
Absolutely. We'd love to do, again, I think we want to try to do something on Zoom and record that as an episode. Again, it would take some writing and planning and directing as we're on the Zoom call. It wouldn't be like we'll have to do it all together. Each person would have to do their own lines and we'd have them up on the full screen and direct them and play off of them, but we'd only see them and then record each person on their own time and their own delivery. And we would probably do it. What would happen is, I'm just thinking out loud now, what would happen is we'd probably have the script and then talk and then do it a few times, just talking until we get it right. And then one of those would be used as okay, this is the master, just three, full wide shot, which is just the three of us actually talking. And then you go each and get coverage, which is just get a single shot of each one doing all their lines and doing all their facial reactions. And then you go through each character with that. And that's how I would then edit that. So then in editing, you have to you cut each camera fully. So you cut each take or each camera as its own scene. So I cut the wide shot the best I could. And I cut each individual shot the best I could, especially if we had, when we were doing it together, we'd have, 3 cameras going and we do it until we made a mistake. So I'd cut the cameras and the best of that before we made a mistake, and then I do that for each take, and then I'd start mixing from this take and that take, and just trial and error until it kind of works together, and each one is the best it could be. And even after that, you watch it with your show. I send it to the guys, and then we talk about it. And it's like, okay, let me try this other thing, and then so that's the process that we go through for making these.
Good. So we're just about approaching the end of the session for this evening. So I just want to ask if there are any questions from the audience. Now's your opportunity, whether you want to unmute your microphone and ask a question, or if you want to just attach the question into the group chat. So I do want to give the opportunity for the attendees. Any questions?
All right. Don't be shy, but I get it.
I'll ask you.
Yeah, please, Alan.
So how many hours of editing for the America versus Canada? Because I mean, it looked pretty awesome. I can only imagine how many hours, but how many hours would you estimate you guys put in to make that happen?
It's more than I probably track in my own mind. Like that's why we only usually do once a month, even then, not only because we both have not only full-time jobs, but now taking care of our kids are at home, but also that we try to make these as good and like up to the level of that we expect from ourselves. It takes, first of all, we plan what we're going to do, then we film that, we finally pick a night and film that. And then from there, it's like, I don't know, it's got to be at least like I usually only have time to work on these at night. So usually, 3 hours a night and maybe an hour during a day. So, and that's like over like 2-3 weeks. And then, so it's quite a bit. It's quite a bit.
You have 3 hours with a baby?
Yeah. 3 hours at night when the baby when she goes to sleep. She's a good sleeper now when at night, at an hour and a half. She's a year and a half. She can sleep. She's probably just went to bed now. And now I have, then we watch, then my wife and I actually hang out and watch some Netflix or something. And then after that, I'm able to, in a couple hours, and then
clock out.
And I go to bed far too late every night because I'm like editing or doing something. So it's my life. It's all fine. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. So yeah, a lot goes into it. And I appreciate you watching, because we want people to watch the something that we worked really hard on and enjoy it as much as we did putting it together.
Yeah, the finished product is pretty amazing. So
thank you. Yeah, and I think, well, as I said to you privately, that we're going to have some behind the scenes stuff that we're going to be posting about how we kind of make these, and how Jason and I are, like, some of our talks and planning meetings, and put those kind of out there and for people to see. So, yeah.
Cool. Any other questions?
A question from Jerry. Kahan kind of introduced us to Robert Rodriguez at last year's work up to the 5-Minute Film Festival, and one of the things that Rodriguez kept commenting on was that every film project sort of leads you someplace, develops your skill, and gives you sort of like an evolution of yourself as a filmmaker.
For sure.
Where would you see yourself going with this? Because obviously, I'm sensing some real skill in the editing side of things. That was really evident in all the 3 pieces. I enjoyed the 5-minute one better because of the fact I actually knew some of the characters now, having watched the first 20-minute one.
Right.
So I thought that was really it was more value to me because I didn't have to be set up for who are all these people.
Exactly.
But my question is just, so where do you see this going to? Are you looking at working towards features or some kind of a series that has some marketability?
I would love to work on a show that I would love to create a show, a TV show or a streaming show, whether that's, a version of, my simple answer now is like a version of what I'm doing on YouTube that's serialized for a streaming service, where, like it's almost like a travel show, but it's cinematic. We're mixing kind of scripted stuff with the reality of what we're doing. That's right now in the moment. but yeah, and also at the same time, like while I was really heavily into Rules of Roommates just like a year ago, I was like, I could see myself. So it changes depending on what I just finished editing. So and documentaries is kind of what I do in my day job, where I work for the Buffalo Sabres and Buffalo Bills doing their documentaries is what I do. So sometimes there's some really good stuff that comes out of that. And it's like, oh man, I can see myself doing this. So I don't know. I think I'm probably better at doing the documentary style or reality style because I've done it a lot more than the narrative stuff. But I'm able to mix them now, I think, in a way that's unique. I hope. And I think that's maybe where I should go. Try that. And what we try to do in this series is flex our muscles in everything we can do, and to make it as interesting as we can. So
I'll kind of jump off of what Jerry just said a moment ago about Rodriguez. The other interesting thing that Rodriguez always emphasizes is to always shoot for the editing room. Like that's one of the basic tenets that he always said, and he said in his book too. When you're shooting, like you always have to be mindful of the editing process, right? So get the B-roll shots, get the extra, the cutaways and stuff like that. So as an editor, like what can you say to that effect?
Oh god, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about how it edits together before anything, and what I would need to make it so that I'm safe while I'm editing. Like, okay, these angles. That's what coverage is for especially for Rules of Roommates, but it comes into the American Canadian series. It's like, okay, we're going to need all this stuff to make sure that it works. But yeah, 100%. My mind is as an editing mind, so I really think even when I'm writing the script, I'm thinking about the shots and how that would look and how that would play together. And sometimes it's like, okay, if that line doesn't work, we need to have an alternate line from this angle. But yeah, and what I really loved, I think I would really recommend watching, which really stuck, was actually one Masterclass, like that series where they have a lot of the great filmmakers on. And the one that stood out to me, and it was perfect for me, it was Judd Apatow's, because he does such huge comedy movies, and just his talking about his process of how they, especially when there are a lot of improvised scenes, of how they do it and how they get the coverage. So to me as an editor, it was like, oh, it's brilliant. Like how they go in and make sure they get each angle, and each guy gets their time to talk, and then they cover it so that they can, in editing, make it work. So yeah, I'm always thinking editing first. I'm almost to a fault, I think, but I think it's good. In the end, you'll get what you need to make it the best it can as a final product.
Cool. So we will have to wrap up now if there are any other questions. So just in closing, Joseph, are there any last words of inspiration that you'd like to tell the audience who are wanting to pursue a potential career in video production, filmmaking?
You just gotta do it. There's no reason not to.
Yeah.
No reason not to. You don't need to wait for the camera to come in, or the right thing, or the whatever. Just do it. Nobody needs to give you permission to do it. Just go out and do whatever you want to do, whatever you want to film, or whatever you want to put together. You gotta just do it, even if it's gonna suck. Just at the beginning, you have to do it.
Good advice. Good advice. Well, I just want to thank you, Joseph, for spending this evening with us. You've been awesome. And I want to thank the audience for attending this
Thank you so
session.
much,
I want
guys.
to thank you guys. So give yourselves a little applause here.
Woo, thanks for sticking
I
out.
just want to remind everyone that this full video will be eventually uploaded onto the Pickering Public Library's YouTube channel.
Cool.
So if you want to go back and Joseph, the video will be eventually on our YouTube channel as well. So if you want to refer people over to this interview that we've done with you. So I want to thank everyone. Thank you, and thank you, Joseph. And
you guys.
Yeah.
And if
Appreciate
I may
it.
add, just a reminder, the film festival is open now. Entries are being accepted. So just like Joseph last year, for those of you who are watching this, Our submissions are open now till August 30th. So submit any film you have that you have created under 5 minutes, and you can have a chance for us to select your film for screening gala on September 26th. Joseph, hopefully we see another film from you again.
Yeah, I got to film this.
Yeah.
I got to film this Zoom episode.
Yeah, we look forward to that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel an episode coming from you, Joseph.
All right. There it is. There's the challenge.
But I'm glad Shaheen actually brought this up, because tonight was our kind of like official, unofficial kickoff to the 5MFF, because today is the very first day we're accepting submissions. So
awesome.
I just want to encourage everyone, just like Shaheen said, if there's a movie inside of you and it's less than 5 minutes, and just like Joseph said, there's no excuse. Just, use your smartphone and, use the free editing software that's out there and just go out and make a movie.
That's it.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And yeah, bye. Good evening. Yeah.
Bye.
Ciao, everyone.